Oh, hi there. Welcome back, everybody. We are here again in my Tesla Model Y long range, and today we're going to take a little bit of a road trip through the Iowa countryside. So today we're going to my in-laws, which is 2.5 hours away, one way, about 137 miles. There is some construction along the way, so we'll have to take a detour. Now, I'm recording this on Friday, and so on Tuesday I just did this trip down. And so the trip might not be the usual 137 miles one way. We'll have to see. I'll show you all the stats at the end of this video. But before I get into the specific route and the details of what we're doing, let's hop on PlugShare and take a look at what we're going to be doing today. So check it out. Alright, if you've seen any of my previous videos, you guys know I love PlugShare. It's not always 100% accurate and helpful, but it's a great place to start. So this is where we're going to start. This is Prairie du Chien. This is where we're going to start our trip. And you see all the various charging options that are all over the place in Iowa. We're going down here somewhere into this area. But most of these charging options are not going to be feasible for me to use on the way there or back. And I'll tell you why. Most of these are slower charging options, what they call level 2 charging options. So it would take me a couple hours to get to a usable range in order to make it home. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, and one of the great things about PlugShare is it lets you customize a bunch of stuff. So I can pick the types of plugs, whether it's a residential location, whether or not it's, in use, a bunch of stuff. So what I'm going to do is scroll down here to the minimum power that the station will output. And what I'm going to do is turn this all the way up to 200 because I know there's one right there in Waterloo. Okay? Because take a look at the difference there. If we go 0, look at all these air quotes options, but if you are doing a road trip, you want the fastest charging you can possibly get. So let's turn this back up to 200 kilowatts, and boom, all the charging is gone. We're going from Prairie du Chien down through Waterloo into this area down here. Okay, so full disclosure, my in-laws do have a NEMA 1450 plug in their on the side of their house that we use all the time when we go down there. But today we're not going to use that. We're going to go pick up the kids, and then we're just going to turn around and come back and hit up that supercharger in Waterloo. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to simulate and show you guys what it's like to drive an electric car, in this case a Tesla, through the countryside where the charging options are not that robust as it would be in the city. But the point of my videos here is to show you guys that it's still doable. I'm going to be driving basically 3.5 hours through the Iowa countryside before I need to plug in and charge. And as I said earlier, I did do this trip just a couple days ago, and I left the house with 100%, which is what we're going to leave with today. I got to my in-laws about 33%, and then I got to the charger in Waterloo with 16%. So I don't see any reason, it's about the same temperature. I don't see any reason why we should have different numbers today. It's about the same temperature outside. I'm going to use the air conditioning just like I did, 3 days ago. I'm not the type of person that thinks that you should shut your air conditioning off to squeeze out the most amount of range. That's silly. Most people are not going to do that. If you have air conditioning and it's summertime like it is now and it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit, you're going to use the air conditioning. So it's silly to me that people shut it off to try to squeeze out more range. That's not realistic at all. Now, of course, using the air conditioner will take away some of the range, but my guess is it's about 5% of the battery. All right, so now that we know what we're doing, where we're going, and the parameters of the drive that we're going to take, let's hop in the car and get going. One thing I did forget to mention, on the way down, I will be going either 60 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour, and on the way back, because my youngest son gets motion sick, I'll either be going 65 or 55. one thing of note here, the Tesla navigation system is projecting we're going to get there with 51%. And one of the reasons might be today it's 82. So I was way off. The other day when I made this trip, it was close to 100 degrees. That of course will make a difference because not only is the battery using more of its own electricity to keep itself cool, but I don't need the air conditioner as much as I did the other day. So those two things in combination, we'll see if I even need to stop at all in Waterloo on the way home. One other thing I should mention here as I'm taking a pit stop to go to the bathroom and get a little snack. So the car is projecting we'll get to my in-laws with 51%. Another thing that it is not today is incredibly windy. When I went down on Tuesday, it was so windy that the gas station that I just stopped at here, when we opened the door to walk in, some stuff like blew off the shelves. It was that windy. And wind is a huge factor when you're driving really any car, but especially for an electric car. So with not near as much wind and with much better temperatures today, I think that's part of the reason why we're probably going to get to my in-laws today with, I mean, we'll see, but it looks like 20% more than I had last time. We've arrived at my in-laws house with 48% battery. Tuesday it was 33 or 34%, something like that, and it was 142 miles this time. But yeah, the difference in percentage shows you what happens when it's cooler out and there's almost no wind. The difference between 48% and about 33%. So the nav screen shows that just like on Tuesday, we'll have to stop in Waterloo to charge for 10 minutes, and then we'll be able to make it home. We've arrived at the Waterloo, Iowa supercharger with 31%, which is double what I did on Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get plugged in. We only need to be here for 10 minutes and then we get to keep going home. Let's see here. We went 187 miles. So that's not bad. 100% down to 31% gets you 187 miles. Not bad. All right, we have charged up. We are back in the car. It took exactly 20 minutes, and we went from 31% down to up to 78%. And this is something that you'll hear me say a lot. We have kids with us this time, so a common theme in this channel will be that the car is actually waiting for us most of the time. So that was the case here. It was ready 10 minutes before we were. We went into the bookstore, got some books, came back. And that took 20 minutes, and the car charged in 10 minutes, enough for us to get home. So now we'll get home with 43%. All right, we're home, 42%. All right, let's plug it in. It'll be back up to 90% in 4 hours. So by the time the kids are in bed,